everybody's got a camera on their phone. How do you avoid just being paranoid all the time that somebody's looking at you? All right, everyone. Welcome back to the No Judgement Podcast. This week, we are going to be focusing on your socials. Social media, we've talked about this a couple times in the podcast. Social media can be a very helpful tool for all of us. I know a lot of people on LinkedIn, even Facebook, Twitter, X, all of these social media platforms, they're built for a reason, right? And some of them are social, some of them are business, but social media, as it relates to family law, can be pretty detrimental. And we've learned that in a big way recently. In case you've been living under a rock, we all learned about the affair between the CEO, former CEO, I should say, of Astronomer, Andy Byron, and his chief people officer, Kristen Cabot. That social media, right? Somebody, Grace Springer, completely unknown to these two individuals, posted this video of them at the Coldplay concert where they got caught on the kiss cam. And so you're probably thinking, well, Will, what does that have to do with social media? There's no way they could have planned for that. And you're probably right. They couldn't have planned that or couldn't have known that somebody was going to take a video of them while they were on a kiss cam and then post that to social media. And now basically half the world is aware of these people's affair. And that kind of brings us to the first point, is that in this age of social media, your personal life is no longer personal. Justin, how many social media accounts do you have?
At least 3. Probably a bunch more that I don't use, but at least 3.
A little more on the professional side, I would assume, right? All right. So, but everybody's got social media now. And if you're out in public, there's no laws against other people photographing you, taking your video when you're in a public place. And so, while this one is an extreme example of what can happen with social media gone wild, if you're involved in a divorce case and, you share friends with your spouse or your children's other parent, there's a distinct possibility that if you're out at a party and you're cheating on your spouse, there could be a picture taken of you. That could be uploaded to Facebook or X or Instagram, and then your spouse could see that. So, a couple things that, we've all heard the KISS method, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Well, here we use that for keep your socials simple, right? Don't be out there on your socials bad-mouthing your opponent, we'll say, rather than go back and forth with your spouse, your soon-to-be ex-spouse, your child's mother or father, just we'll say your opponent. Don't be out there bad-mouthing them on social media, posting insults about them, posting, God forbid you go out there and you're posting revenge porn. That is a whole nother topic that, has become pretty has been brought to the forefront lately. There's laws on that specifically, in fact. But keep your socials simple, especially when you're involved in litigation. As an attorney, it's free discovery, right? It's probably one of the sort of easier parts of my job as an attorney is just going online and looking at other people's social media profiles and seeing if there's anything on there that I can use in the case to benefit my client. Now, you may be saying, okay, well, if that's the case, how do I avoid just being paranoid all the time, right? Am I always looking over my shoulder to see if somebody is filming me or taking my picture? And it actually reminds me of kind of what I'll call not so much the good old days, but the old days where you would have private investigators. And we still do. This still happens now, but have private investigators going around if somebody thought their spouse was cheating on them or doing something not necessarily illegal, but maybe something that they could use to benefit them in their divorce case. They might hire a private eye to go out, and it's the same thing. It's just now everybody has a camera, right? Everybody's got a camera on their phone. We see this across the board, not just in divorce cases, but across the board. There is basically nowhere to hide from, we'll say, the prying eyes of Big Brother, right? There's cameras everywhere. So, back to that original question, though, how do you avoid just being paranoid all the time that somebody's looking at you? Well, first tip is don't be doing things out in public that you don't want other people to be seeing. We call this the No Judgment Podcast, and it's not judgment on, look, Mr. Byron and Miss Cabot, right? They made a mistake, okay? Pretty big mistake, very public mistake. You see all on social media, everyone feels very sorry for their spouses. Nobody feels sorry for them. They put themselves out there this way. It's not to say that there's sort of judgment on going out there and doing these things, but if you're going to do these sort of things, you got to understand and know that you're out in public, that people are going to see what's going on. And so, it's a big risk to do that. I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea to basically go on a date and in such a public place. But, that's a mistake, I would say. I don't think that's a judgmental statement. I think that's just a fact. That was a mistake. They shouldn't have done that. So, if you have this pervasive thought of, well, now I'm going to be paranoid about everywhere I go. Well, think about the actions that you're taking, right? Are they actions that you should be taking out in public? Maybe it's time to file, right? If you are in that situation, I guess my question would be, well, what are you waiting for? Why are you waiting to file? Why are you still involved in this relationship if you're not committed to it? So it's not to encourage people to get a divorce if they don't want or need one, but you also have to think of the reality of the situation that you're in. So, like I said, though, and kind of going back to the original topic today, with social media, you need to be aware that it's always possible that somebody's going to catch you on a camera if you are engaging in infidelity, or if you are, out getting overly intoxicated. Anything that could potentially be viewed negatively in your court case, if you're doing it out in public, it could be exposed. So, I hate to say be smart about it. That's not really advice that I would give to somebody about, hey, be smart about your indiscretions. But understand that if you're out there and you're putting yourself out there, that you are at least potentially creating free evidence for the other side. It all depends on your jurisdiction. It depends on your judge about how much weight they would give to these sort of things. But if nothing else, it's something that your attorney is going to have to address in the case. And so while it may not be dispositive in your case, it may be a big distraction. And the more time that your attorney has to spend on defending allegations of an affair, public intoxication, things like that, the less time that they can focus on the actual facts of the case, the things that need to be decided by the court. So, as we said at the beginning, keep your socials simple, be on the lookout out there. Everybody's got a camera. So just kind of understand that if you're going to take those risks, there's no judgment here, but you're taking a risk. All right. So until next time, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, interact with us. Let us know, what do you want to hear? We want to produce content that you want to consume. So let us know. Are you interested in more celebrity information? Are you interested in how to apply the law to a specific factual scenario? Let us know so that we can bring that content to you. And until next time, no judgment here.